In James Cameron's epic sci-fi fantasy movie Avatar, which is actually about to be re-released, the art of filmmaking took an unmistakable leap forward. To be sure, as with any epic film that cost an epic amount of money to make, territory with which Cameron was already very familiar, of course, there were detractors. The technical aspects of the film were universally agreed to be about as close to perfection as we have seen, but some critics chose to criticize the storyline as too familiar. I believe that the critics that tried to hit Cameron with the criticism of making the central storyline a familiar one centered around culture clash really missed a lot of the complexity in the interplay between science, religion, and the struggle to survive. In Avatar, the Na'vi were a proud warrior people, in tune with the land and their world. Their senses were sharp and their traditions honored. They were not shy about manipulating their environment to suit their needs, but always did so in a way that preserved it as well. When it came under attack from outside by humans that wanted only to pilfer the natural resources, the Na'vi fought to the death to preserve their world as they knew it. Some saw this as a purely political message, meant to extol the virtues of conservation or perhaps to protest wars in the Middle East, and I don't doubt that there was some element of this. I think again, though, that the critics that saw only these very basic themes failed to see something much more interesting. It was a theme that will stand the test of time, unlike the transient ideas of a particular war or resource or political ideology. I believe that critics of ancient movies, or anthropologists maybe in the year 2310, will likely have much more to say about the impact of the themes surrounding religion and science than they will about the other themes in Avatar. The Na'vi gathered around a special tree in the movie made up of glowing tendrils stretching to the ground. It was quickly discovered by humans that it was no ordinary tree, something that the Na'vi had known all along. It was storing a vast amount of information, including apparently even the thoughts and memories of the deceased. In addition to the bounty of information, a vast network of neural connections between organisms on Pandora existed as well. Leave it to humans to find the first known example of an entire planet acting as a computer, and only be interested in harnessing some mineral in the soil to temporarily continue our own sputtering existence. This is called missing the big picture, and humans do it well. In this movie, it was only the scientists that understood the power contained here, and perhaps even how this power could be harnessed to make those underground minerals seem like a mere footnote in the history of Pandora's discovery. This myopia on the part of humans is not surprising, since we've never been shy about using our superiority as an excuse for dominion over civilizations of our fellow humans, never mind species on other planets. We always believe that we are special and that we are entitled to do anything, no matter what the costs. There's no evidence that we are special because we are cosmically gifted with specialness, as most religions claim. I would agree with them that we are special, but only because of how unique we are on our planet, and what we are capable of as a species. Even in a universe of possibility, it is nearly impossible that there's any species exactly like us. This is what makes us special. Scientists in the movie were the ones that understood this concept both on Earth and on Pandora, while the unimaginative drones, in this movie represented by the military, were busy with the maintenance of the status quo. Science was looking to change the equation and move to the next level. The intellectually, and physically for that matter, wide-eyed Na'vi understood the magnitude of the forces at work around them, but not the reason nor true source of that power. Just as humans have done for centuries, the Na'vi placed a mythology around a power that they did not understand, and they had not yet come to the place in their history where they would dare to challenge tradition and look at the world around them with an entirely rational and objective eye. The willingness and ability to understand what is special and why is played out on Pandora just as it is played out on Earth today, between science and fundamentalist religion. Objective knowledge can be a threat to fundamentalists, and so religion has fought this threat over the centuries by promising punishments both earthly and eternal, and often delivering, at least on their earthly threats. It suits their purposes for human knowledge to be a little foggy about the world around us, and so science as an illuminator of truth is a clear and present danger to those that believe it is better to be wide-eyed and compliant to the unseen forces in their belief system. Our rationality is the part of us that will be needed to deliver us from the big dangers to our species. As on Pandora, as on Earth, don't ever give that up.